Hey guys, this is Odd1 Gaming. This is going to be another King Arthur Legends Rise video. In today's video, I'm going to show you what I believe to be the #1 rare damage dealer in the game, right? So this hero I believe to be the best damage dealer when it comes to rares, because she brings a little bit of versatility, right? So the one they're talking about, obviously, as you might have seen on the thumbnail, is going to be Rosier, right? Now, the reason why I believe her to be the #1 rare damage dealer is because not only is she perfect raw damage dealer, she can bring some insane single target damage, right? And some really good AoE damage, but she can also bring damage over time, right? Which kind of brings her to the versatility that I'm talking about, and that makes her one of the best ones in the game, right? So arguably, when it comes to rares, she's definitely, from my point of view, the #1 damage dealer. I did make a video in the past for Cormac where I said he's the best AoE damage dealer, but it's just Rosier brings something else. Now, before I jump in the video, I just want to mention there's a link in the description and pinned comment of this video that you can use to support me as a content creator, and it costs you nothing, helps me a ton. Every time I do submissions for Netmarble, I'll have coupons to give back to you, so please consider supporting. Costs you nothing, helps me a ton. Now, first of all, I guess let's go and look at her kit and let's see what does exactly Rosier bring, right? So I'm gonna show you the best builds for her, right? Or I guess I'm gonna show you 3 builds, right? Like the best 3 builds that you can do for using Rosier in most of the areas of the game. Then I'm gonna suggest, you know, what equipment, which is the best relics and whatnot. So let's start with her passives. So first one, at the start of the battle, 100% chance to gain damage taken converted into attack, 100% chance to gain damage taken converted to drain, and then 100% chance to gain drain trigger rate increase 3 for the rest of the battle, which means she has a chance to heal herself, which is going to be really good because I'm going to show you her kit. Then also 100% chance to gain hit accuracy increase 1 for 2 turns. Now, this one's like, some of these might be based on her chivalry, and I guess since we're over here at chivalry, ideally you want her to be at chivalry 8 because this one becomes a lot more powerful, right? Like the best build for her would be to obviously have her chivalry 8. I don't have her that yet, at that point yet. Maybe I could do this, but I said, you know what, let me still show you because she's really good. Then if you look at the second passive, when using skill 3, gain fresh crimson blood for 3 turns. What this one does is, when attacking, 100% chance to inflict bleed on a single enemy for 1 turn. So this sounds obviously powerful because you're going to pretty much have it all the time, as you're going to be spamming the 3rd skill with her. Now, when it comes to the relics, she starts off with the stone relic as the base, right? Single target with bleed. Then second one, again, double hit on the single target with a chance to bleed. And then on the third one, sacrifices HP, then does an AoE hit that can do pretty decent damage, right? 200, what's that? Almost like 230% AoE damage. That's not bad. Also with the chance to inflict bleed, and then increases the bleed if it's leveled up. That's, you know, pretty solid. Then frost one is pretty much the same thing, right? Just a little bit of like, she recovers the HP. Then if she has a buff, she gains some other stuff. When she has debuffs, she gains some other stuff. And then another AoE on the 3rd skill. But the one that is the best one for her, from my point of view, and for, you know, everybody will agree, is going to be the flame one. The reason for that is, well, first one still triple hit. Second one, same principle, she heals herself, right? And then swaps debuffs and buffs into more buffs for herself, but the 3rd hit is what it's at. Look at this. So she sacrifices HP, then she hits 5 times, deals 355 attack damage, which is, you know, insane amount of damage. Then also the last 2 hits has a chance to land bleed, which again, that's amazing. You know, putting some dots out there makes her viable for areas where you need dots, and also, you know, any area where you do damage, if you just put some dot as well, it's gonna be good because it takes 3 damage each turn, and also damage taken increase, which means every time there's bleed, the target that has bleeds will take more damage. But then also, this is the amazing part, 40% chance when she does the 3rd skill to charge Rosier's attack gauge by 100% and trigger Hook of Death, which does AoE hit, again, just from this one, 131 damage, and then also a chance for bleed. So you see that she just has damage coming out of her eyeballs, as they will see, apart from, you know, the blood that she has, because she's a creepy doll, I guess let's call her. She does bring a ton of damage, but she also brings lots of damage over time. Now, let me show you one of the areas where you can use her. For example, I'm using her in my Gorgos team. I'm not going to run this. It's pretty obvious. She does dot. You're going to use her in Gorgos because dots are going to be the best. She's in this team, but any area where you want to use a strong single target damage dealer, she can be viable, especially if you're facing, you know, storm stuff. So for example, if you go to Shrine Storm stage 10, let me show you, this is the team, for example, that I'm using: Morgan, Gillian, Rosier, and what's his name, Sergius. This is where you can use her, and she's gonna be really powerful. Now, normally my team over here is actually using what's his name, Bedivere, right? Even though he's the wrong element, he is my main damage dealer in this team. However, for the sake of this showcase, I just want to show you the damage that she can bring, right? So if you look at this, that's a pretty decent amount of damage. She straight up procced that one, boom, there we go. She's gonna be doing a ton of damage. She's gonna be landing, you know, lots of those bleeds. But you know what, the bleeds will not take effect in this fight, because the goal of the team for this fight is the boss should never take a turn. So I guess I'm not gonna keep you through this one too much, but you know, let me just show you before I jump out the skill order over here. So Sergius, third skill, then first one. Rosier, obviously third and first one. Gillian, I already have spamming the first skill because I want to generate more vigor, as Rosier will be using the third skill a ton. So the more vigor I generate, the better. And then Morgan's second skill. The reason for Gillian doing this is she has a passive that can push back attack each. I don't necessarily need the second skill. So I guess I'm just gonna come at the end of this. I'm gonna show you the damage that she does, the time that it takes, because you know what, it's pretty fast, and she's pretty impressive. Just love her. She's so fun, and I'm happy that I built her. But I guess, you know what, let's come back in the end. I'm gonna show you the damage that she did, and then I'm gonna show you the 3 builds that I said that I suggest would be best for her. So see you in a bit. And there we go, we are back. So this fight took 4 minutes and 48 seconds, but this is at 3 times speed. So if you split this by 3, it's pretty much 1 minute and 20 seconds per run. It's pretty impressive. She does amazing damage, totally worth building. If you look at the stats, she did 77% of the damage, then like 20% from Morgan, and a little bit from Gillian as well. But you see, all in all, she does some impressive numbers. Totally, you know, she's just a solid damage dealer, and 100% if you get her early on as you know, as one of your heroes, and you do manage to get the flame relic, that's kind of like the important one. Which, you know what, if you go over here and then you go to the relic shop, to the shard shop, you go over here to the relics, you can always look, like every single day this one refreshes. You might get it here, if not, you might get it on the left side. So just keep an eye out on this every day, because you might get a relic, and totally worth it. Now let's look at the builds for her, right? Like, what are the right builds for her? And I guess, like I mentioned, there's gonna be 3 builds that you want to get for her. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is the one that I'm using currently, and then I'm going to show you the other 2. So the first build is going to be a more mixed build, right? What do I mean by that? Well, a mixed build is pretty much a build where you focus on doing damage, raw damage for her hits, but at the same time doing some damage over time. Damage, right? From her bleeds, landing those bleeds to do damage with bleed, whatever you need it, right? Sometimes even in the, what's it called? Even in the clan raid, bleeds just do more damage over time. After you get higher stages, dots do more damage than actual raw hits. So the way that I built her over here is attack, accuracy, and then corrosion set. Now for this specific mixed build, depends what you want her to do. Do you want her to do a bit more raw damage? If that's the case, you're gonna give her a strife set for the keepsake. If you care more about doing some more dots within this mixed build, also do raw damage, then you're gonna use strife set, corrosion set, the same way that you see that I'm using. So stats that she has, almost 4k attack, 131 attack speed, pretty slow, but you know, you don't care about that one to be, don't care about her to be that fast if you use some other people to boost. Crit rate 54%, maybe you would like to have around 70% if you wanna get some more consistent crits. Some crit damage, effect accuracy, you see that I have 80% because obviously I want to land the dots. I also have some pierce and then some hit accuracy. So this one, again, it's pretty much a mixture of everything that you need. Now second build, which might be the number 1 build that most people would do on her, would be one specifically focused on her damage over times, right? On her bleeds. So for that one, you would have over here on the main set, you would have elemental set, right? The one that gives you, for example, you're gonna see that I have my anguish. This is a perfect example. So you have elemental set, you can have counter set as well to complement that, obviously to, you know, to counterattack more and heal up more. And then same thing for the keepsake, you would have corrosion. This one would give you the most damage over time output possible by having this combination of sets. And as I've shown in the past for anguish, that's 1,000,000 debuffs, right? That's gonna be 1,000,000 dots landed, and it's just beautiful to see. So that's what you want to aim on her. And obviously with that one, you would focus mostly to get around 70% effect accuracy or more, depends on the stage that you fight, right? If we're talking about hard forbidden dungeon, you might need this to be a lot higher, but for that set, you would mostly care about effect accuracy. You would not care about crit rate, crit damage, attack. You just care about effect accuracy, some attack speed, and then make her tanky, right? Because if she's just in the team to land dots, you want her not to die, which, you know, she has really low base stats, but you still can, you know, you can still build her with some decent, you know, decent survivability, right? Because, you know, her base is like around 10,000, so that's pretty low, but give her HP percent, defense percent, not attack percent, and then she's gonna be a perfect dot hero for you. And then the third one, which is kind of like, you know, mostly focusing on the flame relic again on this one to do a ton of damage, is gonna be a damage build, right? Just straight up full on damage build. And I guess a good comparison could be somebody like a Bedivere, same way that I have my Bedivere. You could go on attack with crit rate, attack with counter. You could go triple crit rate, triple crit damage, whatever is your best ones, right? Whatever you can achieve to hit the right stats. But 100% you want the strife set, right? Because every time she's gonna kill something, she's gonna gain 100% attack gauge and go again. So that's gonna be the ideal one for keepsakes. And then when we're gonna talk about stats, you're gonna see my Bedivere is extremely low. But when we're gonna talk about stats, you're 100% gonna want to get 70% or more crit rate on her, and then, you know, around 5k attack, and then as much crit damage as you can get. Plus, do not forget to get hit accuracy and pierce, right? Because those are really important. For example, now let me show you. I have in this one pierce on the banner, then I have a hit accuracy on the orb. Then if we look at this one, this is effect accuracy, because obviously I care about the dots, but this one would be flat attack. Then the ring would be attack percent, the amulet would be crit rate or crit damage, depending on how much crit rate you get on the substats, and then this one over here would be more attack percent, and then obviously substats, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, and hit accuracy / attack speed, whatever you can get in there. But yeah, that's pretty much covers it. That's a pretty straightforward, I mean, not pretty straightforward, because I showed you 3 builds that I would suggest, but I think depending on what else you have on the account, I do believe that this mixed build to be the best one for her, unless she's your #1 damage dealer on the account. Then if she's going to be your #1 damage dealer, then I would suggest focusing her on the raw damage build. Same way as this, I have my Bedivere, and then you can have somebody like an Anguish, which is, he's the king of dot. You can have him specifically built for damage over time, and then she's going to be, you know, she's just going to be destroying stuff. One cool thing that I forgot to mention, she brings an aura and Burning Lands and Arena, so she could be a good damage dealer for Arena because she brings that, you know, attack speed increase. As long as you go first, you can start picking up stuff and killing them. But yeah, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel to see when I upload next. Don't forget about the link in the description and pinned comment of this video, where you can support me as a content creator, and you can get some coupons every time I do a mission for Netmarble. So, you know, grab that juicy stuff. But yeah, gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked, and you may prove worthy of your legacy.